In our previous report, we discussed statements by the Order of Malta during the Human Rights Council's 37th session on freedom of religion and belief. The Orders Council encouraged states to facilitate interfaith communication, invest in religious literacy, and reminded of the obligation by states to provide protection to everyone, regardless of their specific religion or belief. In this, the second part of our interview, we will focus on statements by the Holy See.
Many societies around the world adopt an attitude of rejection toward religious freedom, marginalizing at a time openly persecuting religious minorities, whether they are a traditional part of the social landscape or they are just recently established in it.
So what we heard there, freedom of religion. Does this not only matter in countries with religious minorities, but also where you have large religions in secularized state environments in particular, like in Europe, for example?
Yes, secularism means that the state has to guarantee the right of every citizen to practice his or her religion freely. In Europe, where religion is mostly separated from the state, authorities are, of course, obliged to guarantee equal rights to all without distinction, including in faith and religious matters.
So this is a universal right?
Yes.
It's not a state-specific right?
No, but states have the obligation to implement these human rights.
Of the utmost concern, the use of the expression freedom from religion, which is not contemplated in an international instrument, reveals a patronizing idea of religion going beyond the mandate of the Special Rapporteur.
Here, on one hand, to promote and encourage freedom of religion, that's what the UN does, but then on the other hand, to implant into resolutions or try to implant into resolutions and documents terminologies like freedom from religion. Do the United Nations not neutralize in a certain way and contradict themselves with that objective?
No, because nobody can be forced to believe or not to believe. Every individual must benefit from full liberty to exercise or not to exercise a religion or faith. And the issue is not to be obliged to a certain behavior, but to have the possibility to choose freely. You have to be in the position to make your own choice. And this should therefore not be contradictory, but it should demonstrate respect for freedom of conscience and of expression.
And that's where especially the Order of Malta comes in. For you, freedom of religion is a very important subject.
Yes, because the Order of Malta runs medical, social and humanitarian projects in 120 countries. This means that we are assisting populations of all beliefs, regardless of origin, race or religion. Freedom of religion and belief is therefore of particular relevance to our worldwide humanitarian activities, because we deal with everybody. Because otherwise, as a humanitarian actor, with our own, of course, spiritual base, we need to understand and we need to assist the populations in their daily life, particularly in difficult circumstances. And we can only be in a position to do that if we understand their religion, their culture, their traditions, and if we respect them.
Very good. Thank you, Excellency.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. In their final resolution during this session, the UN Human Rights Council calls upon states to make use of the potential of education for the eradication of prejudices against and stereotypes of individuals on the basis of their religion or belief, emphasizes that no religion should be equated with terrorism, and decided to continue their dialogue to find measures to implement their resolutions.